My presentation is on freedom of speech. Let me start off with a couple words for you guys. Statue of Liberty, American flag, 4th of July. These all have things to do with America. And America is known for freedom, specifically freedom of speech. My credibility, my knowledge on this, I've done an essay on this in the past. I've looked up multiple articles. I looked up sources, all that kind of stuff. My other one, I'm very passionate. As one of my main views and points of what I like to go for is everyone should be who they want to be, express what they want to say, and all that kind of things. It's just it's something for me that I personally think that everyone should have the right to be with who they want to be. And my third one is that I live in America. I live in the best country in the world. When it comes to the history of America, the colonies, we separated from England for one of the main reasons was because we wanted to we wanted to fight against the tyrannical rule of England. And so one way of separating us from that was creating the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and the Constitution. And by having these freedoms, we're allowed to not have the mistakes of the past like England and be able to have a world/country where people can fully express who they are and have the freedom to do what they want. So I'll come to the First Amendment. For one of my sources, I put, in general, the First Amendment guarantees the right to express ideas, information on a basic level. And so basically this means that you're allowed to express any idea, any opinion, even if it's something that's not welcomed by society, something that's considered horrific or hateful. You are allowed to say that because of the freedom of speech, because it protects everyone who has everyone who has an opinion or an idea when it comes to anything, really. And so that's why I brought the First Amendment, because it's what separates America. A lot of countries they say they have freedom of speech, but America is one of the few that actually has an amendment or a law that actually protects your right to do that. Why freedom of speech is important? Because it protects ideas and expressions. Like I said, it allows even for the most hateful things, the things that people don't like to say, like the N-word or other words that are bad. You are allowed to say it because of this. Anyway, there's that. When it comes to who you are, that's another big thing. I think everyone should be allowed to identify with who they are, be allowed to say what they want to say, be who they want to be, and protects communication. I mean, without freedom of speech, I might not be able to have this presentation that I'm doing right now. I might not be able to pick what kind of topic I want to talk about right now. I'm allowed to talk to who I want to talk to and talk what I want to talk about because of freedom of speech. Limitations of freedom of speech. Now, don't let that fool you. You do have the rights to say what you want to say, but you do not have the right to libel and slander someone. You cannot lie about someone's reputation because you are therefore harming them and harming who they are. Lying is not an expression of an opinion. You are not telling the truth, and it's not an opinion that you can have. You are purposely trying to cause harm to people. Cause of violence. You do not have the right to cause destruction from what you say. You can't cause the harm to people. You can't threaten someone. You can't tell people to destroy things and break things and hurt people. That's not protected. These are one of the very few things that are not protected by the Constitution / the First Amendment, because it's not considered a freedom of speech. It's considered an act of violence. Cancel culture. When it comes to freedom of speech, especially today, we live in a culture where we have a cancel culture. A lot of it's brought up through movement where they want to limit what people can say because they find it offensive. And now they do have good intentions. They do want to protect people. They want to protect them from being assaulted and all that kind of things. But when it comes to it causes more harm than good, because by canceling one thing, where would you stop? You're going to keep canceling more and more and more to where then we'll be coming back to how England was with tyrannical rule, where people aren't allowed to think or allowed to say what they want to say. And so that's why, especially now, freedom of speech is really important, because it's becoming a topic of debate in our society. I mean, everyone has the right to be heard. And social media has definitely caused this anti-freedom of speech movement, because on platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, they ban accounts and videos that want to limit that speech. Even though they say they are for freedom of speech, they want to ban ideas and view that they don't agree with, and they purposely are singling these people out. And because of social media, they've given us this idea that it's okay to ban people for their views or for what they believe. And that is it. And there's my citations right there. And thank you everyone for listening.